It is the riots. A lot in the podcast today about drug smuggling.
There's lots of stuff in here that, out of context of the show, I feel like someone's going to be really annoyed to hear.
What do you mean?
Not annoyed, but disappointed or think, are we really thinking that? I don't know.
You know what? It comes down to this. I've told you this before. My favorite kind of humor is absurdist humor. So the idea of listening to a calm, rational discussion about the pros and cons of drug smuggling, to me personally, that is hysterical.
But to everybody else, they're just like, why are you talking? Why are you thinking about that? Not even that you're talking about it. Why are you actually thinking about it?
Well, that's the other thing I think is funny, is that when you take outrageous topics and address them in a serious tone.
In a calm way.
Yes. I think that's hysterical. Like, that to me is actually funny.
And I think that's what drives people just crazy.
And I don't know if people like it or not. Again, I kind of alluded to this yesterday, but I think that the riot could do a lot better if I started if I just brought a different character to the show, if I could bring a more serious tone,
it might be a little bit more accessible for everybody to enjoy. But until then, we get what we get, and we don't throw a fit.
And if it's brown, flush it down.
You'll also learn about that.
That is in the podcast. That's another thing that I think is really funny. And an environmentalist is out there spreading the good word of the earth.
How we can help with many different ways to reduce our use of water.
So I'll tell you, super mature riot today.
Anything else we can throw out there that's in this podcast that maybe has a better, shinier outside? Did we talk about anything else?
Well, I mean, I won't bring it up, like the details, but at one point, Nick's news got really screwed up, and also, we had a production piece that ran that wasn't supposed to. Okay,
I didn't say that stuff. I just meant like topic-wise.
I thought
are you putting the lion thing in
confessing.
this?
Well, okay, I want to, but I use that Lion King music, so I'm afraid we'll get a copyright strike.
We'll get a copyright strike, but we don't have.
But just do it anyway.
We don't have any advertising. I try to talk over it, like we don't want to actually hear the music.
I mean, I do sing the song at one point, but it's fine.
You're not close enough. I don't think.
No, I sound just like Bebo Wilson or wherever the heck it is.
They're not going to be like, there it is. They're playing it.
How did they get the actual artist in the studio to do that?
We'll see if we get a strike or not.
All right, I'll throw it in there. I'll tell you what, the majesty of the natural world.
Woo! And of this podcast. Enjoy. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for that charity. Thanks for the charity listen.
I really thank you for listening. I understand.
It's great.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
I'll tell you what, guys. Slowly but surely, the zombie apocalypse marches towards us.
Very slowly in a zombie-like shuffle, but it's very slow.
It is a slow zombies, not a fast zombies kind of thing that's happening here. But, Nikki, I've got one more announcement for Beyond Meat.
Yes, okay. This is not the impossible one. Remember, there's
not the same.
There's two competing
fake meats.
Alternative meats. You've got the impossible one, and then you've got Beyond Meat.
Okay, so Beyond Meat is coming to Subway as a meatball sub.
Meatball sub.
Yep.
That could be good.
In September, 685 Subways in North America will receive the Beyond Meatball Marinara.
You got to say it like I wish you had
Beyond a Meatball.
No, more like an echo. Like a Beyond
Meatball Marinara.
Yes, that.
That's the one.
Yep, it's it.
So that is a plant-based meat that'll be coming to the people at Subway, yeah.
Just remember,
I mean, it looks good.
The meatball alternative might be plant-based, but you just got to be aware of the surroundings.
Right.
When it comes to
there'd be dead animals everywhere.
What you're putting on it, I guess the sauce they're putting it in must be fine.
I guess.
But it's worth doing a little check.
Yeah, looking around. That way it can ruin your excitement.
Well, when you're a vegan, nothing's worse than finding out something is a vegetarian thing.
Yeah.
And you can't change it.
Well, I don't know whether this is a certified vegan item. I do know it's going to have 24 grams of protein.
Ooh.
And I do know that one day we're all going to find out that we've been eating people. So,
the whole time?
Yeah. Oh. They're like, well, what did you think Beyond Meat meant?
We weren't lying the whole time.
I mean, there's plants, there's animals, and then there's Beyond.
I feel like with Subway, you used to eat there more frequently.
I never eat at Subway.
And I always get suggested on YouTube what happened to Subway video, but I never watch it on like the downfall of Subway. But maybe this will be good for them.
My thing with Subway is I felt like this when Subway was popular. It was just like, guys, they're charging us $6 for a sandwich that if we took the $6, we could make 100 of these sandwiches.
Yeah, when you broke it apart, if you just went and bought your own items.
Like, there's nothing here. This bag of chips for $2, it's air and 2 chips.
So apparently I don't need to watch the video because you probably just hit it right there.
I just know there was a Subway. When I worked at that record store, there was a Subway nearby, and I would go to that Subway a lot. And one day I just looked at my sandwich, and I was like, what am I doing?
Why can't I just make this at home?
And I'm not making it up. I never went back.
Really?
At least to that Subway. I mean, I've been to Subway since then, but when somebody suggests Subway, it's like, you know what? We can do better.
So Beyond Meat, like Obi was saying, we'll be having the Beyond Meat meatballs at Subway.
Oh, yeah.
Did they say a date?
September.
Okay.
So there's not a given date in September. And it won't be all Subways, but some of them.
Be all the ones not near you.
685 Subways in North America.
That'll have it, or is that how many they have?
That'll have it.
There's...
Remember back when Subway was like, we're almost as big as McDonald's?
No, I thought they beat McDonald's with number of places.
All right, you know what? We got to know now. How many Subways in North America? That number's got to be there from somewhere, right? Oh, great. Now it's all about metro systems. Don't have time.
Never mind.
Forget it.
You guys have to figure out that answer on your own time.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
You know, on the show yesterday, I was talking about how I needed $3,000 to $3,500 to get a new laptop.
Hey, I mean, you're just throwing it out there. Maybe you'll get one on sale or something.
Yeah, so I mean, could be as low as $3,200.
You'll still want the full amount of money because there's accessories and just having the rest of the money.
You know.
I don't think you're going to just be asking for the price of the new laptop.
I am going to tell you, beware when you head back to school in the fall and you're like, you can just put it on the loan. That can make you a little bit of what at least my family would call hillbilly rich. But see, my family back one generation are hillbillies.
So you mean you'll go and buy a more expensive thing that maybe you got to know your limits, even if at that current moment you don't see a limit.
All of a sudden you got $20, but it's like you need that for something else. And you're like, who cares?
I got $20.
Yeah.
Or in this case, $3,500.
Notice how low my amount was for feeling rich? It was very low. $20 bill.
That's because you're just a great guy. You know, you're just very real.
Oh, my gosh. Yesterday, Samsung unveiled their new laptop, the Galaxy Book S. $1,000.
That's great. What a savings.
What a savings. 23-hour battery life.
Great.
They say you can use that for 23 hours?
Are you sure it's not like 23 standby hours of like, I forgot to turn it off and it's sitting there?
It's 23
of
hours.
Active use hours.
And it's got a touchscreen.
Great.
Yeah.
That'll be the first thing to break on it, by the way. Sorry to just, but I just want you to have the heads up.
That is for sure
the
first thing that's going to go.
We've had a lot of touchscreens here, and you think they're great at first. Then you stop using it, you forget about it, and then it breaks.
But it uses a phone processor.
It does?
It does. A Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 core. So, I mean, it's like...
all the cores.
Yeah. $1,000
is not bad.
They say it looks like a laptop, but has the essence of a smartphone. Oh, see, now you guys are making it sound cheap. Look, I just want a new MacBook Air. I want it new. I want it to have super battery life, and I want it to be super fast.
And I don't want to pay too much money, which it doesn't work when you're wanting a MacBook Air.
Here's the thing. If you start telling people that you're going to need $3,500, and you come back at them with $1,200, you're just like, how did you? That's almost 1/3 the price. That's amazing.
Well, it's hard because laptops currently, you either want a super cheap one or you want a pretty expensive one.
Yeah.
It's the middle in between laptops that don't sell as well as they used to.
I was at Best Buy yesterday, and they had a laptop out, and I was like, well, it looks kind of nice. $3,000.
See? It's one or the other.
Yeah, I'm going to just use my 2011 MacBook Air.
It's still good.
We'll
reformat. It's fine.
It still checks the internet.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know, Nikki, you and I were waking up and we were like, man, it really feels like Friday. And I have managed to figure out why it feels like Friday.
What's up?
Well, I'll tell you, tonight, across this great nation, Dora the Explorer
Comes out.
is going to be in theaters everywhere.
Are you playing Dora off your laptop?
Am I?
Is that what that background music is?
Is it?
I don't know what the Dora thing is. Like, who's it for?
Nikki, it's a movie.
I know that, and I know it's a show, but is it like, is it for younger people, older people, all ages? Like, who's it for?
Well, I can tell you that Dora the Explorer, the TV show.
Well, that was for kids, wasn't it?
Was for kids. Oh, hey, listen, I've seen Dora. I've babysat before. Like, I've been with the children's. And so I know what it's like to sit there and the backpack thing. Backpack. Yeah, and you can memorize the song the first time you watch it.
You don't even need to. It comes to you.
It's fine.
And I saw the trailer. I forget which movie I was seeing, but it was before it.
Yeah.
I just thought, what is this?
You going to go?
No, I'm not going to go.
Why not? You're too good for it?
I think I just answered the question when I said, who is this for? What's the target? Who are they hoping goes see this movie?
I can't say out loud who I think the target is.
You're not going to?
No, but I'll tell you this much right now. Dora and the Lost City of Gold, 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really? That high?
Yep.
Still not going to see it.
Yep.
Anything else out this weekend? I still want to see the Hobbs and Shaw thing, but...
Well, that's back out. And that is, I saw on Variety, that is the top ad spending item of the week. So if you feel like you've been inundated with Hobbs and Shaw, there's a reason.
They've been spending a lot of money on ads.
What? Did you know they still make that TV show Elementary?
What's, no, it's over.
This says new TV tonight. This is what Rotten
But I
Tomatoes
think this
says.
is the last season.
Oh, well, whatever.
Thought they canceled it.
Don't look at me. I'm just telling you what it says.
What a random sidetrack.
Well, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes to get these Rotten Tomatoes scores, and it's at the top of the on TV tonight list.
We watched that first season of that show. Is it on CBS, if I remember, Elementary? It was actually
yes.
pretty good, but then we stopped watching it.
Okay, so here's what else I got for you this week. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That's in theaters. Isn't that also based on like a kid's... Whatever. The Kitchen.
What's that?
I have no idea.
I don't even want to look.
And
but I will.
The Art of Racing in the Rain.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that trailer.
Oh, okay. The Kitchen is that movie about the women that take over, like start up their own mob family. Oh, it got an 18%. That's a shame.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
I thought that was looked good.
Maybe it does look good, but does it have substance?
Maybe not.
18% is pretty bad. Going into it, it's
really
not even really out.
Yeah, like that's down there. That's a low one.
So take your pick, guys. We gave you a lot of good options for this weekend, didn't we, for movies?
Boy, they're like it. Well, you know what? Go see Hobbs and Shaw and tell me what you think.
Or this might be a good weekend you catch up on something that's not in theaters anymore.
I still haven't seen Shazam. I think I'm going to... Well, I say I'm going to do it, but I won't watch it.
Well, eventually you will. But
I think that's what I said last weekend.
That might be a better idea.
The Riot. Not everyone's a fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
I'll tell you, very often I find whatever the heck is trending on Twitter to be a waste of my time. And they're like, no, it's good.
You really want to watch this?
No, but you know what? This is pretty good.
Which one?
Trending on Twitter right now, best movie line ever.
Oh, yeah? That's
and
a great one.
And it is just a chance for you to, tweet what your favorite movie line of all time is. And boy, can I not figure that out. What have you got, Nikki?
Probably a Pride and Prejudice line. Which one it would be, I can't decide right now. I would have to spend a few moments on it, but I'm sure I'd go with that one.
Okay. I mean, some of these are good. And there's some of them that I think of with some frequency, like get busy living or get busy dying. Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good one.
That absolutely comes to mind from time
to time. That comes to mind.
Absolutely. Though I'll have to say, this guy that's tweeted the end of Terminator 2. No, that's not.
I think you're getting people that are trolling with it, and then others that are seriously enjoying it.
No, here's somebody who says their favorite was "I love you 3000." from the Avengers. We got a couple yippee-ki-yays, et cetera, et cetera. But if I was going to pick an absolute favorite, I think I would go with I Don't Believe in the No-Win Scenario. Go ahead, Nikki. Tell them what it's from.
I don't remember what it's from. You have to give me more.
No, that's it. That's all you'll need.
Well, what movie is that from?
It's from The Wrath of Khan.
Oh, that's right. That's Obi's favorite movie, which he owns multiple copies of in multiple formats.
Guess what else? It's going to be in theaters one weekend in September, so I'm probably going back.
Gonna go see it there?
Yeah, Just
So I'm sorry, what's the line again? I only know Khan.
That's a good one, too.
That's good. That's a short and sweet one.
Yeah. I don't believe in the no-win scenario.
So that's Obi's pick. Are you going to tweet it?
Kirk to Spock. It's 2 hours. You ready? Right. I could write the script.
Let's go through the whole movie right now.
Do you want to?
No, we don't.
Right on schedule, Admiral. Just give us your coordinates and we'll beam you aboard. All right.
It's kind of like a spoken word, but
yes!
It's Obi and he's saying Wrath of Khan lines.
And he can't
stop.
He can't do the voices. So
well, you're doing your own interpretation, your own reading.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I think you should tweet that and use the hashtag and do it.
I'm tweeting it.
Okay.
Don't worry. So if you got a favorite movie line, you can tweet it or you can text it to us, 877-2-RADIO-U. I'd like to hear where your brain's at.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Now, Nikki and we frequently on this show, in fact, explore alternative career options because eventually we're going to get too old to be in radio.
One day
people
this
will be like,
have to end.
Grandpa Obadiah can't be on no radio.
he had to go to the home.
He's got to find something else to do.
No, I know he can't make it to work anymore.
Unfortunately, with our qualifications in radio, we're pretty much good for radiation canary.
Well, I'm just afraid.
Or drug mule.
I'm afraid we'll get too late. Like we've been in radio too long, and then we didn't have a chance to. Like I'm not going
hone
back.
Our skills.
Yeah, like are we going to go back to school and we're going to be really old?
We are.
That's how we're going to have to do it.
I had what was it, like sophomore, junior year? There was this lady that was back to school, and it was so interesting because obviously she cared, and everybody else was like, "We don't care."
Sure, she was more worried about it.
She was working at making school work, and we were just like, "Hey, 13th grade, baby!"
Woo!
But Nikki, I like the radiation canary is a one-way trip, right? But I think you and I would make excellent drug mules, like fantastic, especially
what
the
type?
way.
I don't want to.
All right.
We know where that's going. I don't want to do that.
Something I've been concerned about is like, the cavity search.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Because, you don't want to store things in cavities.
No amount of money is worth that.
How about this, though? Here's a woman who actually had a big thing of cocaine surgically implanted in her leg.
Did she?
How about
How did they find that?
They say she was limping.
You can't really pull them out for that reason.
Well, that's what I thought. I was like, so she's limping. A lot of people limp. A lot of people have difficulties.
I've heard of many people putting the drugs and they'll put like a cast on their leg and they'll put the drugs inside the cast.
Hey, that's a good one.
So it's kind of hidden and, you can still usually tell if there's a drug dog.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was she has this in her leg and you can see the x-ray of it and she's getting that naked scanner thing, and you can see
that's where they figured it out.
Yeah, there's her heart.
Hey, I thought they weren't supposed to look long enough.
Well, okay, maybe this is just maybe it's just an X-ray and it's not the naked scanner. I just know that she has her hands up, which is what they
do
always
in the scanner.
They always make me do in the scanner, and they're like, "Turn around
slowly."
Oh yeah.
You may go catch your flight now.
Make sure you come back through this one on your way through, all right? I'd like to see you again.
I don't want to be a drug mule. I don't want to.
You don't?
I feel like we could do something else.
Then radiation canary.
I don't want to do that either.
Hey, how are things at Chernobyl?
Why?
Let's see if Nikki's still talking.
Why is that the only two options? I think I have other qualities.
You know
what? Do anything else.
Your optimism is
it's stunning,
adorable.
Isn't it? I know.
It's just so cute the way you think that you're capable of doing something. It's great. And you know what? That's going to get you all the way to the drug mule school.
I get to work and there's canaries everywhere and there's me. They're like, well,
What's she for? Only the special ones.
She talks to us about it.
Yeah. Keep talking, Nikki. How are the canaries doing?
No.
I don't know. All these canaries are dying. Is that bad?
Oh, I couldn't handle that. I'd be too sensitive. I'd be like, I'm trying to save them.
Can you hear her crying? Yeah, that's one of the last things she'll do. The canaries are,
She gets so upset. I feel there has to be a third option, and we're going to keep working until we find that option.
Well, you know what? Until then, surgically implanted drug mule. Go, Nikki.
Just pick part of the leg there, won't you?
That's where they put it.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki doesn't seem to be on board for
I read
this
more
drug
about
mule
the
thing.
drug mule thing.
Yeah, so what?
Well, there's more details that I feel are important and keep you from suggesting that that's the life I move on towards after radio.
Okay, here's the thing, little lady. You don't need to be doing things like reading for yourself.
So sorry.
Okay?
Just listen
You're not
to you.
supposed to be doing that.
No one
Who
said
even taught you how to read?
No one said I was supposed to read the story. Well, I just saw it. You didn't say it was liquid cocaine and was in a little bag, and she was in so much pain from it. That's how they noticed she was a drug mule because of her limping.
Yeah.
It caused a bad, where they implanted it, causes so much pain that they could tell something was up. And it almost killed her.
Almost. Okay? Almost.
They had to remove the bag. She was taken to the hospital right away because
Well, they were going to remove it?
there was a pouch of was it $30,000-$40,000 worth of cocaine that was stuck in between and caused her so much pain because of, it being in your leg.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Didn't die.
Almost died. Could have
Almost.
died.
All right. You get to the location, they take it out, you take some antibiotics, you're fine.
Yeah, you're good to go. So drug mules earn anywhere between $1,400 and $3,000 per delivery. That's also not a lot to live on.
Let me ask you a question. I don't want to be too personal, but have you looked at your paycheck?
So I know that's a step up.
Have you seen
I know
the pay
that.
stub?
And
you're
do you
working,
get taxes taken out?
You're working no taxes.
that's
That's tax free.
That's what
cash.
is the actual most attractive part about that. Just getting cash with nothing taken out of it.
And the other thing too is you're not working long hours. All right, like here you're in every day.
I like to travel too.
This is work like once or twice a week.
She was trying to go to Spain with it. So
Okay.
you get to fly. I've never been to Spain.
Well, me either.
But I don't want to die, and I don't want to go to jail. So I still think this is not the right move.
Couple of things, Nikki. Eventually you're going to die, but are you really going to live? Okay.
Am I going to choose to live day to day?
Second thing I want you
I
to
don't
think
like
about
surgery
is
either.
Well, all right, it's just outpatient. You're not in overnight. Why are you making such a big deal about it? You big baby.
I just want to tell you.
Let me hide this cocaine in your leg. What?
So wrong.
I'm just
So wrong.
You know what, Nikki?
Because I can hear you doing that when we're older and I'm trying to make $3,000. I can hear you in my mind.
Look, we can finally get that TV we wanted. We can get the microphones to start the riot back up.
Because we're going to still do the podcast.
It's going to be sweet.
This is a pass. But when you were telling the details of the story, I felt like there was still the scary part of it, she could have died. That part you seem to glance over.
Well, Nikki, again, it's one of those things where all rewards involve a little risk.
Just
a little.
So Carl texted and said I could be a travel agent because then you get to travel for free all the time.
Yeah.
Is travel agent still a thing, or is that? I thought that was like kayak, or it's all online. I didn't know you could actually still be one.
Nikki will have an 800 number so you can call from
the easy there.
So you can call from the payphone and she can book your hotel room.
I can't do that. I can't.
Hello, 1-800-NIKKI. Yes, I'll get you right into the Days Inn in Paducah.
No, I'll be going through and be like, oh, no, you don't want to stay there. We're not doing that. We'll take you someplace better.
Oh, you're paying Nikki to Google it for you.
Have you been to Spain? We got a great trip for you.
Listen, how would you like to earn money on this trip?
It's a trap.
Hang on. I'm going to transfer you over.
To Obadiah, my assistant. He's got more details on how you can do this.
How do you feel about outpatient surgery?
Yeah, I no, but I do like to travel.
Yeah.
That's a yes.
Great.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, Radio U.
You know, we talked about this yesterday, but apparently we really didn't give it enough
We glanced over it.
oomph because, you know, Disney Plus, they are saying that some of the Fox properties are going to make their ways into the Disney Plus streaming service, including a Home Alone reboot, which, you know, no big deal.
When you say, like, some people are disappointed, don't ruin Home Alone by doing that. And then I'd like us to recall, aren't there, like, Home Alone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and
There's a
made for
lot of
TV
them.
ones?
There's a lot of them.
I don't think we want the original one, but this is a remake.
I will tell you right now, the smart play here is to do a Home Alone remake and you cast Macaulay Culkin as the dad. It's like, it's a given.
I wonder
like,
if you would do it.
I'll bet you.
And is it a show or is it a movie?
Disney money. Done. And I also think the idea of it being a show is a great idea. Nikki and I actually yesterday off air came up with a great idea for a dark reboot.
Ooh, it was too dark to tell you guys.
That, I mean, it just like, it was perfect how Home Alone, but it features Macaulay Culkin in the future where like his wife has left him and, you know.
You don't need to share.
You don't want to talk about
We'll
it?
just keep that darkness in here.
The Wet Bandits have decided.
We're not selling that. We're not selling that storyline.
All right, fine, whatever. If that's the way you want to be, that's the way you want to be. But I feel like a lot of people are getting really riled up about it. Yesterday, Macaulay Culkin tweeted a picture of himself saying, "This is what Home Alone would look like," and he's like,
on the couch, eating food, picture. Stomach sticking out, that sort of thing.
He's got a MacBook like me.
Yes, he does. I don't get what that mouse is. Is a mouse like that?
I guess it's
a bold mouse. Is that a Dalmatian print?
Why do you need a mouse when you got a perfectly acceptable trackpad?
Some people don't like the trackpad. My mom's like that. She carries a mouse around for her Mac, which has a trackpad.
Okay, and then everybody says he's sitting next to a Nintendo 64 controller, but I can't find it. I see the cigarettes. People made a big deal about the cigarettes.
I see the takeout food. And is that an old phone or is that a remote?
I think that's a remote, but it's next to a snowman pillow.
Yay!
That's upside down.
I don't see the 64 thing either.
I don't either. I don't know, but I'll tell you what.
Can we just think about Christmas for a moment?
You want to?
It's August. It's fine.
It feels too soon.
No, we had Christmas in July, but...
Yeah, a week ago. I feel like I haven't heard anything Christmas in so long.
It's been forever.
Oh my God.
I hate the summer. I hate it all.
August is the worst. You know that.
It's just...
You're in the worst part of it right now.
Why can't I wear hoodies and be in fall weather? I hate the summer.
This is great. We're doing great, guys. It's happening.
I want some mac and cheese, and I want it to be colder out.
You can have mac and cheese. Turn the air down. It's 69 in here. Let's make it 65.
My Christmas tree up.
Can't help you with that. That's, you know what? You're in control.
You do you.
You're in control, Nikki. And you know what? When you're home alone, you can do what you want.
No one has to know.
You can do what you want.
No, instead, it's the endless summer. Never ends.
You know what? It's fine. That's what August is great. The never-ending hot day offless month.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Is today the day?
I don't know.
No.
I don't
That's
feel like
not,
it is.
No, that's not the answer.
I'm feeling pressure.
We are the masters of our destiny,
We
Nikki.
are not. We have meetings today, and I thought we're going to have time.
Are we going to push them back?
Well, I don't want to push.
15
Do we
minutes?
want to push back the meeting, or do you want to do it after the meeting? And then if we do it after the meeting, we're not going to do it.
We're not going to do it. Because yesterday we were like, we have a thing, and we'll go after the thing. And then I was like, hey, do you want to go? And you were like, we can't go now. I have a thing.
We have too many things going on. We're talking about a riot skips work and taking a road trip.
Yeah.
across the freeway to the other side, like 10 minutes away.
All the way over there.
It seems too hard for us to just go over there and get the Reese's Krispy Kreme donuts.
Seriously, people get married with less planning than we've put into this. Where it's like, oh, we couldn't possibly.
I keep thinking we can, and then something comes up.
So I need you to
I don't want to plan or commit to it, because if I do, then something's going to come up. If I don't, then we'll actually get it done. See how that
We're not going.
Yes, we are.
We're not going.
Eventually we are. Why doesn't someone just pop over and then bring them over to us here? Michael's over there. Michael can bring him on his way in.
No.
You're
not. You know what you said to me? No, it's more fun if we go.
I think it is. People enjoy watching us take the trip over to go get them and try them.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Like, we're going.
Then people need to stop asking us to do other things today.
What other thing do you have? Like, can you clear 40 minutes after the show?
Yeah. I mean, it will make our other meetings late. And as long as no one gives us it's my meeting. I can do that if I want to.
Shut it down.
I can shut it. I can cancel it if I want to.
Cancel it.
Let's cancel it. Completely cancel the meeting.
Nikki, what's more important? The show? The content?
The content of the show?
Or us sitting in a room going, I don't know, maybe we should order some more pens. Right?
I did order more, though, so we have to talk about that. We'll see what we're going to do. We'll see. Responsibility really gets in the way, doesn't it?
Work gets in the way of work?
Work gets in the way of having fun.
Nikki, us going to Krispy Kreme is work.
I know,
That's the job.
Yes. What? Yeah, okay. So I don't have anything else to say about it.
Well, we're going to have a great time. I can already tell.
We're going to have good attitudes about it.
The attitude going in is just unbelievable.
It has become work to go over there and get them. And I don't know why. It is only 10 minutes to get over there.
It's really not that far away. It really is.
Should do it before the show. But then we'll never do that.
Nope. No, actually, no. If you want to know, I was going to go before the show.
Yeah.
They don't open until 6 a.m. And there are 3 locations that are semi-accessible, and they all open at 6 a.m. There were some that used to be open all night, but not anymore.
That's why I thought they were open 24 hours, but I guess not.
I looked into it because I was, in fact, going to do that. Didn't work out.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, you sent me last night something that I feel like we got to comment on today.
I did.
She did. It sounds like we've got our first real solid leak on the Lord of the Rings TV show.
Finally.
Supposedly, Amazon is going to be, bringing in the TV show, obviously, but they're saying 20 episodes in 2021.
So if I remember correctly...
2021. Well, the world be here. We don't know.
When we were really, really old. I didn't think it'd come out in our lifetime.
No, wow.
So Amazon spent a ton of money for Lord of the Rings.
So much money.
And this is a prequel TV show, right?
Uh-huh. And so here's the idea. They say that they are going to, it's going to last for 100,000 years. They
hope to string us along with Lord of the Rings shows for the rest of our eternity.
You'll be long dead. They'll still be making these shows. But in the middle of all of that, our first peek at it should be 2021. It's interesting that they're saying 20 episodes because in streaming services, you get 8. You get 10.
How long would that be?
20 episodes? And if they're smart, they release it once a week. They dump all 20 of those episodes.
No, they should not do that.
They should not. They need you subscribed for the 3.5 months.
That'll take to get through
Actually,
them?
no, it wouldn't be 3 at 1 a week. That would end up being...
But that's like how they do the Grand Tour. It would always come out every week. Yeah, they don't dump them at us.
That's like 5 months that you would have to be subscribed to Amazon in order to get it all. Yeah, and also you can sign up for, they'll send you Tide every 2 weeks. You can keep doing your laundry.
And save?
Oh, yeah.
You can it's laundry night and Lord of the Rings night. It's L night.
Laundry and Lord.
Woo! Amazon does the best stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's the plan. The other thing I'll just throw out at you it seems like these streaming services are really throwing around a lot of money because I saw also this morning that Netflix has signed a deal with the Game of Thrones guys, the two showrunners on Game of Thrones.
Now, maybe, though, they got a deal because everyone's still mad at those two because of the ending of Game of Thrones. So people don't really, they're not their favorite.
Well, $200 million deal to make stuff at Netflix. That's not what they're paying for the shows.
We're going to get another price increase.
Yeah,
we're going to get another one.
Yeah.
Stop spending so much money.
Well, the good news is with the Game of Thrones guys, they're going to cut back on wardrobe substantially.
Well, I wonder if it'll have the same feel as, I don't know, Game of Thrones. They might have more clothes on, probably for Netflix.
I've watched some things on Netflix where I was like, oh, so
we're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not wearing clothes.
So the clothing optional?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, sure.
It's nice to know you have some stuff coming down years from now, right?
Yeah.
Proper planning. I need to live till at least 2021.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was going to have a hamburger for lunch, but it's going to be salad now.
Now we're back to making sure we're going to be around.
I'm really concerned about heart health now because, come on.
I want to see the Lord of the Rings stuff. It's hopefully be good.
Hey, man, I do too. I hope it is good.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You know, I feel like when we take time on the show to talk about God and the relationships that we have with Jesus, that it ends up just being the same thing over and over again. But I got to tell you, like when I start thinking about God, one of the biggest things that I think about is just the fact that he really does care. And I think a lot of us just kind of walk around with this idea that God doesn't. I mean, God cares about big things. Like if you got cancer, he probably cares. But like, you know, needing help paying your rent this month, man, God doesn't care about that. He's worried about a problem out on Saturn right now. One of the rings is missing, you know, something. That's the kind of stuff that you're like, God's only around for really, really big stuff. Okay. And I don't know why we think that. We just do. I do sometimes because let's face it, a lot of people in your life, you know, if you need them, they will come and help you. But if you just like, you know, need help, you know, is this straight? Do you feel like this picture's straight? They'd be like, I'm not coming over to help you hang pictures.
Well, sometimes you're afraid to ask, too, at that point.
I ain't doing that. So let me tell you something. One of the amazing things about God is he's so big that he has time for the small things. That is part of what's amazing. So I don't know where you are today. I know I gotta like three things that I'm praying and talking to God about right now. Where I'm just like, God, I need help with this. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, or, you know, maybe I need money for something, whatever it is. I want you to know that if you would start asking God, God wants to get involved in your life. Like, well, okay, so I'll start a relationship with God today, and then in 3 weeks, I'll be able to make my first request. Is that how it works? Or, you know, do I have to make some down payments? And is it 6 months from now? No, you can start right away. You start a relationship with God, and whatever it is, you just start asking and say, God, this is the stuff I need help with. And I mean, God's not a vending machine. He's not just throwing out candy bars. But I'll tell you what, he does care about you, and he does want to see you get what you need, and he does want to help you. So toss out all that stuff that you think it doesn't matter or you're not important. You are important. God does care. Let's ask. A relationship with him is simple to start. Just say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I really do need help. Here's what's going on. And you know what? If it's stuff like for inside, pray about that. But if you've got real physical needs in your life, ask God for help. I need help getting my car fixed. Ask.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, when was the last time you swam laps?
Swam laps? Maybe 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's been, well, no, it may be longer than that. Whenever we went to the community center, because they have a lap pool.
They do.
But that's about it.
I was trying to think. It was a couple of years ago that I just decided I wanted to add some variety, and so I did some lap swimming, and I don't know exactly why I fell out of it, but at some point I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore, and I didn't. But I am looking right now at something that I think could maybe get you back in the pool, at least for a little while.
To swim laps or just to swim?
Okay, there's a company called Form, and they have released their swim goggles. And you're like, yeah, goggles, so what? Who cares? Oh, no, friend. No. These are, you know what Nike Plus is, or like an app for your phone that tracks your running? These goggles track your swimming.
They do.
Here's the hotness. In one of the goggles, it actually pops up and shows you on a little display in the goggle how far you've swam, how fast you're swimming. Like, it's tracking your swim. Freaking cool, man.
So you can see when you're looking, like, how you're actually doing.
Yes.
And it actually keeps water out of your eyes. I always would buy cheap because I don't like to swim without goggles.
Absolutely not. Well, certainly not lap swimming.
It always bugs me. And, they say that this actually will work where we buy the cheaper ones. And you're like, why are they always full of water?
Well, that's why.
That's why it's cheap.
16 hours on a single charge.
They're nice.
Which for me would be about 32 swimming workouts.
I like this article that I'm reading from. They're like, really only meant for serious swimmers. That's one of the,
of course.
It's not a pro, that's a con.
Well,
the pros are it's great at swim tracking. It's got a display that's actually useful, keeps water out of your eyes. The bad stuff is it's kind of pricey. If you're serious with your swimming, you kind of would want to be that. And it's only for swim tracking.
Yeah, but okay, get a load of this. And how much, have you seen how much they are?
$200.
Okay. Then that ruins the what do you think they're worth game.
Oh, you want me to play the game? I can play it still.
You know what, Nikki,
oh, wait,
fine.
I don't know.
No.
Erase the mine.
It's too late. It's too late.
I don't think that's the worst if you're actually a swimmer.
I think $200. I expected it to be way more expensive than that. And I guess there are devices now that are a lot more expensive that will do swim tracking for you. But man, $200 for these goggles. And think about it like this: you were going to pay $5 for goggles anyway, so now you're down to $195.
So really, it's like you're making the smarter choice.
You're already chipping away at it.
So it's not uncommon, to have a tracker for swimming on your wrist.
Yeah.
But they say that is maybe not the best accurate way to be tracking or to be able to watch your tracking while you're swimming because obviously you're using your arms. So if it's on your goggles, frees up your arms and it might get you a better reading.
Yeah, you just get you don't have to stop. It'll just flash up into your eyes.
It's cool. Makes you want to go swimming.
Awesome. And I will say that what got me started running really was of course I had decided I was going to do it, but part of what kept me going was tracking my runs. And of course, you can just do it with a watch or whatever and use Google Maps to do whatever. But there for a couple of years, I used GPS watches. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude.
It's a big difference.
It was so awesome to be able to do that.
They also say the goggles can show different metrics for different points for when you're swimming. So it can display a stroke count during a lap time when you make a turn, how long are you resting, how many calories you burned when you're pausing. So it goes more in depth than other fit trackers.
It's pretty cool.
Neat.
$200.
That's good. I can't go. I have blonde hair that's not natural, so it's hard for me to go underwater in the pool. Turns it green, so I'm not.
And that's the price you pay?
That's the price I pay, so I probably still stay above the water.
If it turned it green, how long would it take for it to be ungreen?
Never really goes away until you go get your hair done. Like, I have a spray that helps with it, but it still always turns a little bit green.
That's a shame.
It is, but these are really, really cool.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Kind of a big deal what's going on in the video game industry right now. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I'll bet you know more about it than you think you do. You play games on your phone? Guess what? You're a gamer. Sorry, it's just true.
Sometimes when you hear the word gamer, you think, oh, console gaming, like an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Switch. But technically, even all the small games that we play, all the apps on our phone, does make you a gamer. And they say that the people that play games on their phone clock in more time.
Way more time.
Than a console gamer will.
Think about that for just a minute. You're
more of a hardcore gamer.
More time playing Candy Crush than I spend playing Xbox. Think about that for just a minute.
Let it sink in.
Let that sink in. Okay, so one of the things you've undoubtedly encountered is a loot box. And for you, it's just a randomized reward. Like maybe it's like a little box with wrapping on it. It's a gift. It's a whatever. But you don't know what it is.
It's randomized.
It's randomized. But, of course, you can buy more of those gifts for yourself. And who knows what's going to come flying out of those gifts, Nikki? Who knows?
Well, the problem is a lot of people have issues with the random part of it.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Almost, it's a form of, for some, it's a form of gambling, which has restrictions placed on it for other gambling type games.
That's right. So here's where we are. Loot boxes have made a big splash online, in console gaming, on phone gaming. And as far as the major console developers are concerned, they're saying, kinda not anymore. Here's what's going to happen. Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony have all said that if you're going to put out a game on our platforms, and so I don't think this is going to necessarily count for games that already exist, but like new games that are coming out
from now on,
and you're going to have loot boxes in it, you have to disclose the reward rates. So if you have a 5% chance of getting a gold reward or whatever you're looking for, elite tier stuff, then you have to say that. You can't just, who knows what I'll get. You have to disclose the odds.
Because, most of the time when you're doing that, or if you pay for the chance, you're like, I wanted the gold one. That's what they're promoting. That's what you see a lot. But you're always getting the bronze one. And it seems like people are only getting the bronze one. But for Game of Chances, you have to disclose what your actual chance is, especially if you're paying money.
Mm-hmm. So this was announced yesterday at a Federal Trade Commission workshop by the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA. Now, the ESA are the ones that put the ratings on the game boxes. And the idea is that the games industry basically wants to self-police to prevent there from being a lot of government regulation. Well, the government has said, we're going to step in, we're going to do something. So this is them trying to...
Because they kind of got out of control.
Oh, yeah. So one of the people that was going to be going after them says, this is Senator Maggie Hassan, I'm encouraged that the video game industry has taken this important step toward the improvement of loot box transparency. I'll keep working to ensure that children are protected from the predatory and addictive effects of loot boxes in video games. So you can do a whole bunch of reading if you get bored today and you want to know why randomized rewards are such a big deal. Google that. And here's what you'll find is that people will work harder and spend more money for a randomized reward than they will for a guarantee. It's a weird psychological effect.
Which is why they're always pushing the random stuff at you.
Because they know you'll spend more.
Because you think, what if I win big?
Oh, it's fun!
When really your chance of winning big is very small.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I don't know about you, but I've been so swept up in just Lion King fever.
Really? You did not see it, though, did you?
No. But, I'm just captured by the majesty of the lion.
The beauty.
How, in reality, lions are amazing, but humans are just monsters. The way we just destroy our environment and our world. But not lions. And not the animals featured in The Lion King. They're the best. And you know what? I couldn't help but feel that way as I was looking at Kigali, the lioness, and the Leipzig Zoo. She gave birth to 2 cubs over the weekend.
Ooh, the zoo's so happy.
Yeah.
That just means...
And the ape...
That's cub money right there.
And whatever that one animal was, ran over and got the cub and held it up to all the creatures in the zoo.
Yeah.
And all the creatures were like, the king! And all the creatures in the zoo bowed.
Wait, did something bad happen, though? Or are you just telling me that the cubs were born?
Wait, hang on. What?
Well, normally if you're to bring it up... That means something happened.
2 lion cubs were born. Isn't that exciting and wonderful?
It is.
Aren't you caught up in the
I
feeling,
am. I just
the
want to
vibe?
make sure. Are they both still alive?
What?
Are
Nikki,
they?
hang on. Wait.
Are they both still alive?
Nikki,
I'm being swept in the story. I want to make sure.
Yeah, because the thing is, in the circle of life.
Oh, no, now I know something happened. Right there.
What?
Because death happens in the circle of life.
What are you talking about? Why are you so focused on
death?
that? All right? Wait for it, Nikki. Wait for it. Come on. Sing it with me. You ready? It's Circle of Life!
Hold hands, everybody.
it's something.
Unless you're driving, then your hand's on the wheel.
Come on, Nikki, it's the circle of life.
Hey.
The lioness was like taking care of the cubs, and then when nobody was watching, the lioness was like,
No.
She ate them babies.
Mommy ate the baby?
She ate them babies.
Both of them?
Both of them. It's the circle of life, Nikki. Come on. I love lions. It's the circle of life. The majesty of Africa. The glory of the natural world.
Both? She couldn't save one of them?
Well, I mean, you know, once you see your mom eat your brother, it's like, well, it's better to not live in fear.
Oh, gosh. I know some mommy animals eat the baby ones, but I thought it was always just like gerbils, and that was it.
Yeah, no, she ate them
Lions
both.
do that too?
Yeah.
Aw. They're supposed to separate them right away. You know, just in case. I learned that too with baby polar bear cubs, because sometimes the dads will eat the babies.
Yeah.
Even when they're older, they'll just eat them.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's tough.
Sometimes you don't want to go out to dinner. You don't want to have to hunt like that. It's like, is there anything in the fridge? Oh, we got these kids.
Just eat the cubs.
Yeah.
The zoo must be so sad.
Well, yeah, because like you said, that was a real cash cow coming their way.
They were really excited to have two lion cubs.
Keep your eyes on the webcam for all the exciting mommy and baby interactions.
Stop telling me more about this story, because I can totally see all that happening.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So
that was where?
She was grooming them. This is in Germany.
Germany.
And she was like licking them, and then she swallowed them whole.
Oh, it just hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
It's a harsh world out there.
Circle of life, Nikki.
Thanks for giving us this story. And remember, we celebrate the life that the little cubs had, as short as it was.
You think Disney's going to use this? Do you think you could spin that into some good Lion King?
Probably not. But writers just weave their web of magic, and maybe they can come up with something.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Got anything story nice, like a nice story now?
I do. How much do you care about the Earth?
I do. I love it a lot. You know, you can.
It is your home after all.
It is, and it doesn't mean we go all the way. Like, I can't not have a flushing toilet, but I can do my part. And there's small steps that you can make that lead towards a big difference.
So I'd like to introduce you to Emma Keenan. Emma is trying to save the Earth. And she's trying to preserve water. Mm-hmm. And she says that she has a plan for families all over the world, though she specializes in the United Kingdom, where she is from, which is also where Paradise Now is from. And we'll be talking to them on our show tomorrow.
We will find out more about our new band that we have on RadioU.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. She has an idea, and she's passing this lifestyle on to her children. Do you know what her lifestyle is? Could you guess how would she save all that water?
Is it by not flushing, no showers? The rain barrel stuff? Are we gathering our own water from rain?
Wait, what's the rain barrel thing?
Well, like when it rains, you can have a rain barrel, and you can use that to water your garden, your yard. Okay. Use it in different ways.
That's nice.
Yeah, you can. They're bulky and they're expensive, but they're there.
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I can remember my dad had a rain barrel when I was a kid, but he would always...
See, that was before it was popular to use them for this reason, so now they can charge more.
Oh, yeah, okay.
For you just wanting to help out.
Well, her thing is, and this is a direct quote from Emma...
There's not flushing?
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
I know people who do not flush. If
it's brown, flush it down.
Yeah, then you only flush then. Mm-hmm. It's like at IKEA, they have, if you have one type of bathroom, you lift up on the lever, and if you have the other type of bathroom, you lift down.
So they said that's, here's an even better one. You ready for this?
Yes.
She's saying there's also a little something they're coming up with where maybe you just don't flush at all for a whole day.
But, okay, wait, how many people are in the house? Or so
she has.
Is it your own toilet, or is everybody using the same toilet?
Wait, does everybody get their own?
Yeah, because I don't want to share.
No. She says she has family of 4. So mom, dad, 2 kids.
No, thank you.
No.
See, that's right. Remember I told you,
don't you want
baby
to
steps?
save the earth?
No. Little more manageable steps. We can't go all the way over there. And I feel like she's walking over there.
Yeah.
But over here, I use my reusable straws. I try to only use 1 cup from the break room.
Would you say that because I'm using 2 today? Is that what you did?
You need 2 on those, or otherwise your hands burn.
Okay,
that's
sure.
the same. But then I, reuse that one. Try to other ways.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Nikki.
You're welcome. We're definitely not doing that here.
I think we should.
No, we're not.
It's time for us to get responsible.
We're not doing that.
It's time to
we
get
can
responsible.
start in other ways. We'll turn lights off.
No, we already do that. We have to take it to the next level. Are you willing to do what it takes to save the earth, Nikki?
Not at work.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, fine. We all gonna die.
Actually, it's more worrisome for you guys. Not a lot of girls here. A lot of guys.
That's true. You should go into the...
Your bathroom's going to be crowded.
Never mind.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
It was hours ago that Nikki and I stopped talking about it on air. But off air, Nikki and I are continuing to explore the possibilities of this whole cocaine mule situation. I told Nikki that I think she'd be a great cocaine mule.
And if you don't know Obie and I's relationship, you might think that's odd. But if you know our relationship, it's not odd at all, and it's just conversation.
It's just, what do you guys talk about? What do you... just
get there and
with
they're
your
like,
coworkers day to day.
Why did you get into this line of work? You're like, my coworker just bullied me into it.
Well, here, look, he wrote this. This is his recommendation.
Here's the audio. After
having me sneak all kinds of food into the movies for him over the years, he just felt like I'd be really good at smuggling. And
yeah, just how it worked. I told him off air, I said, I don't even feel comfortable sneaking food into the movie theater, even though our theater could care less. They don't even care. I do, and I get real nervous, and I think that would show if I was having to be a mule. You know what?
You have these 2 very opposing parts of your personality. You've got mouthy Nikki, who's just
confident.
Like, don't tell me what to do. And then you've got this part of you that's like, we are not going to be breaking any of the rules or drawing any attention to ourselves whatsoever.
Let's just lay low.
So let's research.
That's my favorite personality. I like that one.
Let's research in advance what we're supposed to do and not supposed to do so we can make sure that we do not commit any cultural faux pas or in any way cause someone to notice that we exist.
Well, I want to do research because one time I got off a plane and I was in a different country. So when you get off, they have by the luggage, they have the dogs. Yeah. And so the dogs go through and, sniff out all the luggage. And I thought, well, what do you do to make them not
smell
the stuff? Like, do you wrap food around it and then they're just smelling the food or candy or what do you do?
In Beverly Hills Cop, the movie, I saw that they shipped cocaine in coffee grounds to throw off the scent of the dogs.
You could do that.
And that is currently the extent of my knowledge regarding cocaine smuggling.
So for the story we were talking about earlier, it was talking about liquid cocaine.
Yeah,
and she put it in her leg.
She had it was minor outpatient surgery in which she implanted it in her leg. And then, if she hadn't been so wimpy and just made it a little bit farther, she'd have gotten it out.
They caught her because she was limpy, because she was limping from it.
But Nikki,
Can I do something besides drugs? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't like that. Is there something else that I can smuggle?
Yes, you can start by smuggling animals.
Diamonds. No, animals I'd get attached and I'd never deliver them.
Remember that one guy, he had like 100 birds strapped to him under his clothes?
And he was flying in the plane with them.
That's you. That's your next move.
I'll smuggle jewels. That's more my lifestyle. I like that.
You guys can't see me rolling my
his
eyes.
No, I like it because no one's really getting hurt.
They're sewn into the pocket of my purse. And you know what? It's wonderful because I just decided to keep them.
It's not the animals. It's not drugs. It's just jewels that were locally sourced in a very...
They're not blood diamonds, you understand.
They're not like that.
And we don't even know what those are, but we know they're not those.
I know it's not good, but instead I'm just crossing them into areas maybe they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, quote unquote. So...
Thanks to government red tape and rules.
Who drew these lines?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll only do that. I'm not doing anything else, though.
You know what? I'm sure there's a diamond smuggling in your future. I feel good about that one, too. Like, that's got to be that's a high risk, high yield kind of situation. So, plus, since I'm your manager, I'm getting 50%. So
No one talked about that.
Well, how do you think you're going to get these gigs? You're just going to do that on your own? I don't think so.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Turn around.
Slowly.